Right. Okay, let's dive. Yo, Zay, don't kill me, bro. All right, then we're gonna get started right now. So, as you guys may know, the first thing I do is before, I trade gold, EU, UC, and UJ. That means all these pairs got one thing in common, which is the US dollar, right? So that means every time before I even go on gold or EU or UC or UJ, I always take time to analyze the DXY, right? Because if you take your time to analyze it, and if the DXY is bearish or bullish, that'll give you like a good confluence, aka confirmation, to actually um, trade gold or EU correctly, if that makes sense, right? So the first thing I do is I go into the monthly time frame. I don't be doing much into the monthly time frame at all. I just add my support and resistance levels, right? So I'm going to add my support level right here on the monthly time frame, and then I'll put my resistance level at the very top, right? This is where the DXY is currently at. Let me make sure I get all the touches right. This is where we're at right now. I don't be doing too much on the monthly apart from placing my support levels, right? So support and resistance levels, right? That's pretty much all there is to it. And then I'll be going into the weekly time frame. Right, this is where we at. As you can see, the DXY is rejected a monthly resistance level at 104.29. This is why we actually leaning toward the DXY being bearish as well. And I'll show you guys why I think the DXY um, um, is giving us bearish sentiments real quick. So this is where we are on the weekly time frame. Yet again, I don't be doing too much on the weekly. If you guys want to, you guys can place more support resistance levels, but I'm just going to leave this to the 104.29 and 101.29 the way it is right now. But on the daily time frame, this is where I spend the most amount of time on, which is on the daily time frame, right? So on the daily time frame, the first thing I do is I try my best to actually see, is it a uptrend or is it a downtrend, right? So as you guys can see, the DXY or the US dollar been bullish for quite a while, where it's been going up, making higher lows and higher lows and higher lows as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my trend line right here, right, place it, right, make sure I get all the touches right. As you guys can see, this is where we're at right now, right? So this is where we're at on the DXY, right? So we know for a fact that every time the market touches the green line, which is a uptrend, it goes up, right? So as the DXY goes up, any pairs that got a USD in front of them should be going up as well, and any pairs that got USD at the end should be going down, right? So let's say if the DXY is bullish, EU will be bearish, UJUC will be bullish, and then gold will be bearish as well. So this is why it is crucial to take your time to analyze the DXY, right? So you guys can see we have the low right here, right? We have one right here as well, and this is where we're currently at. Right, this is where we're currently at right now. So right here. So first confluence we have about the DXY being bearish, right? It is as you guys can see, every time the DXY touches the green line, it went up. Here went all the way up, touch right here, went all the way up. And let me zoom in real quick. Touch right here, went all the way up again. But it finally, sorry, it finally went below it. And we have that retest as well on the daily, right? So as for right now, the DXY went below the uptrend. So we'll be looking to sell, right? Not the DXY, but we'll be looking to sell UC and UJ, right? So the XY is currently bearish on the daily time frame. So and I'm also going to add more levels, right? So you guys can see we got a good support level right here, right? Um, it depends on how you're looking at it. If you're looking at it from here to there's resistance level, from here to there's a support level, and also this is kind of like very um, messy a little bit, but I'll be adding all my support levels and resistance levels as well, right? This is where we at. I don't like adding too many lines, to be honest. I'm actually going to remove some because I want to go base of structure, right? I'm just going to leave this right here. This is where we're at right now, right? So on the daily time frame, this is where you take your time to actually make sure if the market is bearish or bullish. Because remember, guys, you can only buy or sell, right? So that means the first thing you got to do is make sure you take your time to give me 1 second. Yeah, make sure you take your time to analyze the DXY and make sure you're on the right side of the market, right? So right now we telling ourselves the DXY is bearish, so we'll be looking for sales only, if that makes sense, right? So from the daily now to the 4 hour, this is where we at. Things going to start making more sense. As you guys can see, touch went all the way up, touch again went all the way up, touch again went all the way up, and this is where we're currently at right now, right? And I'm pretty sure Zay got the same analysis as me that we did last Sunday, where it's saying that if the DXY goes below, let me check out all the touches. DXY goes below that level right here, because the break of the trade was the first confluence, right? The second confluence that we got on the DXY, Zay and I got on the DXY. By the way, guys, we have a lot of new people in the on the live session. Zay is actually one of my partner that we actually do this together, right? So we do the Zoom sessions. We used to do it on Zoom calls, but I was telling myself, let me just try YouTube for once, right? So this is where we are right now. The DXY, the first confluence we have was the break and the retest. Let me make sure I got all the touches nicely. See, we have the break and the retest, bearish, and now the DXY is also went below that level, which is 103.97. Came back, retested it, dropped, retest again, and now it is currently dropping, right? Like I said earlier on, spend the most amount of time analyzing the DXY if you're trading any pairs like USD, right? If you're trading AJ or GJ, don't even analyze the DXY because there's no correlation. But if you do choose to trade gold, UC or UJ or GU or AU, any pairs that got USD, so make sure you take your time to analyze it, right? So now the fact that I know that the DXY is bearish, right? Because I got the first confluence of the break and the retest of the trend, break of the retest of the structure at 103.97. So I know for a fact the DXY is bearish, and I'm looking forward to now the last confluence I was telling the team that I'm waiting on is for the DXY to go below the 20 moving average and to retest it. That's when we'll know for certain that the market will be dropping, right? So give me 1 second. So yeah, so now we'll be going on to the 1 hour time frame, right? To see what's going on. It's the same thing that's happening. As you guys can see, from the daily to the 4 hour to the 1 hour, it is all bearish, right? So, we'll be the next structure is at 103.08. So that's where we're going to expect the DXY to drop to, right? So I don't be doing too much, right, on the DXY. Sorry, I don't be doing too much when I do my analysis. As long as I know I'm on the right side of the market, which is bearish or bullish, as long as you know if the market is bearish or bullish, then you should be good to go, right? So all you got to do is pretty much wait to get your entries, right? So now this is where I'm going to go on gold, go on EU, and do my proper analysis. But I already know for a fact that the XY is bearish, then gold should be bullish. This is why we made money on Friday or Thursday, because we know for a fact the DXY is bearish. That's why we're buying gold, and I think we caught over 260 pips on gold. As for right now, we're currently selling UC and buying EU. That's because for a fact that the DXY is bearish, right? So I'll go on gold to see what's happening. Actually, let me go on EU first. This is the EU time. This is where we at, right? I'm going to start over. This is one of my personal account. So this is where we are right now. So first thing I'm going to do again, go to the monthly time frame, right? I'm going to place my key levels. You guys can see we got one right here, right? We got another one right here. Make sure I got all the touches right. There we go. And then we got one at the very top right here. As you guys can see, got a lot of touches in these levels. I just call them key levels, right? So I don't be doing too much. So now I'll be going to the weekly time frame, right? This is where we at. Around the weekly time frame, I'm not going to be doing too much, but the daily time frame, that's where I actually look for the trend line and Fibonacci levels and all that, right? So this is where we are in the daily time frame, right? So the first thing I told the team I think last Thursday or last Friday, if you guys zoom all the way out, right, you can see there's a good head and shoulder pattern happening, right? If you go to shapes, right, you got the head right here, right? You got the left shoulder, right? Then you have the right shoulder in this area, right? Oh, sorry. Let me place it again. Right, this is where we at, right? If you guys do take the time to study the course, you guys will know for a fact that if you see inverted pattern, that means the market is going to shoot up. Obviously, we missed the key entry at that level, but we still got in at the right time. I'll show you guys why. So, right, that should be one of the that should be one of the first confirmation that the EU is going to shoot up, right? Remember, guys, you at least gotta have at least 3 or more confirmations before you actually take a trade, right? So this is EU. We have the first confirmation on the daily time frame, which is the reversal. We got the right, left, and the head right here. So if you zoom all the way in, so this is where you're gonna have to do your analysis, right? First thing you gotta do is you gotta tell yourself is the market bearish or bullish? If you zoom all the way in, it is currently bullish, right? So that means you should be looking for nothing but um, should be looking for nothing else but buys, if that makes sense, right? And also on the left side, if you look at it, right, we know for a fact the EU was bearish for quite a while. So the first thing you're going to do is grab your trend line, right, all the way down, as you can see, right? EU was bearish for quite a while. That means, I think, since when? If you look at it, we'll see here until 15th of February, right? So we EU was trending down, as you can see. Every time the market touches that green line, drop, here again, drop, and so on and so on and so on and so on, right? So, but if you look at it, right, the market actually went above that trend line, retested it. So that means now you got to tell yourself, the market is no longer trending down. I should be looking for buys instead of sales, if that makes sense, right? So it's a beautiful break right here, retest, and now it is currently going up, right? This is EU on a daily time frame, so that's why we're currently buying EU right now, right? And also with the DXY being bearish, we know for a fact that it's only a matter of time before EU goes to our TP levels, right? So this is the weekly, sorry, this is the daily on EU. So I'm going to add more levels, right? So this is where we're currently at, a beautiful support level right here. This is what EU is currently fighting. Right? As you can, if the market closes above that 1.08225, that will be the last confirmation that we need to know for a fact that EU is going to go up, right? So first confirmation was, reversal right here. The second is we know for a fact the market is no longer trending down; it is in an uptrend because we have the break and the retest, right? And the third confirmation as well, I believe. Where did I see it? Right. So the market is currently sitting above a support level, right? As you guys can see, it is currently rejecting the daily 20 moving average. Let me make sure I'm using the exponential. That's why it's not showing properly. Give me 1 second. There we go. Make way more sense. There we go. Yeah. So the third confluence is we know for a fact that EU actually broke above the 20 moving average. We know for a fact that I'm not sure if you guys can see the blue line. That's the line that we use. As you guys can see, the market went above it. We tested the 20 moving average, and now it is currently going up, right? So that's three confluences that we have that we know for a fact that EU is going to be bullish, right? So the daily time frame is pretty much done, right? I know for a fact it is currently trending up, which is bullish. So I should be looking for nothing but buys. And now I'm going to go into the 4-hour to see what's happening, right? So this is where we are on the 4-hour, right? The trend line is still valid, as you guys can see. You can fix it a little bit if you guys want to, but it is still valid, right? EU was bearish for quite a while, and then now it is currently trending up, right? And then what was the last confirmation that I saw? Let's see on the 1-hour. Right, as you guys can see, all the time frame is pretty much bullish, right? All the 20 moving average, EU is above the 20 moving average in pretty much all the time frames, right? So, and also if you guys can look at it as well, it is currently giving us like a nice double bottom as well on the 1-hour, right? And again, this is all in the course, guys, right? If you look at it like this, right, it is now currently going up, right? Yet again, with the DXY being bullish, right? So sorry, the DXY being bearish, EU definitely got to be bullish if that makes sense, right? We're currently in profit on gold and EU, I think, slightly, but this is what I saw on the on EU. That's why I called the trade. I'm not sure if I also saw a fib retracement on it as well. I think we missed a key entry right here. If you use the fib level from this guy to this guy, right, this would have been a nice entry to get in at the 61.8%, right? Um, but as for right now, we currently trading EU because we have all the confluences that we need. We got 3 confluences or more. So now all we need is for the market to actually close above 1.08225. Then we'll be good to go to ride it all the way to the top, right? Yet again, we have a good R ratio on EU, on gold, and on UC. So we have nothing to worry about. I feel like I'm going too fast. You guys have any questions so far? Like, I know the new guys, you guys probably lost, but I'm telling you guys, and if you actually take the time to actually study the course and everything, Jericho started like not even 2 weeks ago now. He can literally do his own analysis, right? So, but everything will make sense if you guys actually take the time to study the course, right? Um, Now let me look at gold. You guys got any questions so far? You guys all good? All right, I guess you guys are all good then. Let's see. Now let's take a good look at gold. I'm going to go over the gold analysis, and I'm going to show you guys why we actually took that gold trade on Friday, and how easy it is to actually trade structure, right? So this is gold. We actually got in at the. I'm actually going to go over the Friday setup first before I go over the current setup that we're in, right? So again, you go to the monthly time frame, right? Gold is bullish, as you guys can see. Right, I'm not going to be doing much. I'm going to be adding my support levels right here, right? This is pretty much gold right now, right? So I'm not going to be doing too much in the monthly time frame. Straight to the weekly time frame, this is where we're at. For a fact that gold is bullish, right? But the daily time frame, this is where you have to actually take your time to do the analysis, right? So the first thing I saw on the daily, actually, that was on Thursday. I'm trying to remember, right? So I think we had a break of the trend. I'm not sure if it was for or daily. Yeah, it was on the daily actually. We have a break of the trend right here. Where is it? Right. Let me make sure I got all the touches right. So we had a break of the trend, so we know for a fact the market is currently trending up. And even if you zoom all the way out, right? Even if you zoom all the way out, you can see that gold it is trending up, right? So I think I actually placed the analysis on the 4-hour action instead of the daily. I'm trying to see where we got in. Well, what was our entry price on gold last Friday? Let's see. Then we got 2 entries, and we got one at 2022 area and one at 2019, I believe. So yeah, this is one of the. I'm trying to remember where we actually got in on gold. So we got in on gold in this area right here. Yeah, that was it. That was this area right here. So the first thing I realized on Friday or Thursday before I called the trade was the break of the 2023 area, right? As you guys can see, we have a beautiful break that happened on Friday or Thursday, I believe, right here, right? And the market came back to retest this area right here, right? It was supposed to close above it at 2023, but as you guys may know, sometimes the market actually go for the stop loss, right? As you guys can see, the market went below for the stop loss to grab liquidity, right? And then went back above it, right? As you guys can see, close above it, and then it went all the way up to actually hit OTP, right? So let me get rid of all that real quick. So the first confluence was the break and retest at 2023, and the second confluence was the Fibonacci retracement, right? I believe we placed the fib right here on Thursday, and we're waiting for the market to come to the 50%. and 61.8%. There we go. Yeah, now I remember the trade. There we go, right? So we placed the fib in this area right here, right? From the low to the high, as you guys can see, the market came to actually retest the 61.8, right? We got in, and guess what? The market always goes for the minus 27, which was roughly 260 pips, I believe, that we caught, right? On 230 pips, right? So from the zero to the, sorry, from the 100 to the zero, and we got in at the 60, sorry, let me put it all the way, because this was nothing but a money grab right here, right? We got in on 2022 or 2019 area, right? That's where we got in, and the market went all the way above to retest that level, and that's where we got out and took our money, right? So right now, that's the trade that I called on Friday, I think, or Thursday. So right now, so the reason we got back on gold right now is because, yet again, if you grab your fib level, right? First thing first, you gotta do is, we know for a fact that gold went above a nice gold actually went above 2030, which is a good resistance level. Went above it, but never came back to for the retest, right? So what we did is we actually got out on Friday at 2030, 2029 area. As you guys can see, I've been talking about 2030, 2029 area. And the second was the fib level, I believe. We actually got a 50%. This was a 50% retracement, I think. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Right? We have a 50% retracement right here. So that's the second confluence, right? We have the low, we have the high, 50% right here. I was actually hoping the market will come to the 61.8, but I usually add my first entry at the 50% and add my second entry at the 61.8, right? So that's two confluences that we have, right? We have the break of the 2030 area, the retest at 2030. That's the first. The second is the retracement at the 50% level, and then also, we know for a fact the market is bullish, so we have to be staying on the buy, right? So this is where we at. If the market does come to that 61 and that trend line, we'll be adding a second entry. But if it does stay like this, it's probably going to go up to that again. We always put our TP at the minus 27, right? So it's very easy the way I trade, right? I was telling Fox earlier, right? So what I do is I wait for the market to actually, like, the first thing you got to do is tell yourself, ask yourself if the market is bearish or bullish, right? So, and the second thing is, if it is bullish, all you got to do is place your fib level from the previous structure to the structure where it's at, and just wait for the retracement at the low so you can get in, right? It's very easy the way I trade. I don't be doing too much, and but Jaco said the chart disappeared. Oh, really? Wait, you guys can see my screen? Oh, I stopped sharing my screen. That's weird. Let's see. I thought my screen was being shared this whole time. Can you guys see my screen now? It was, but okay. Yeah, that was weird. Okay, I'll be going over the gold the gold trade that we're currently currently in right now. Well, like I was saying, right, we actually got in on Thursday of the retracement, right? And also because 2023 area was a good, we're on a daily time frame. 2023 area was a good level for us to actually place it by. I think it was right here. Right, that was for the Thursday or Friday trade, though, right? If you go to the 4-hour time frame, like the market went above the 2022, 2023 area, right? And then it came back for the retest. See, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then obviously, there was a money grab right here, right? Money grab for the stop loss, went above it, closed above it, and that's where we get in this area, and it went all the way above the minus 27, right? And again, you need 3 confluences or more to get in the trade. The first one was the market when it went above that level, 2022, 2023 area. and close above it. That was the first confluence. And the second confluence was if you use the fib level, I think it was 1 hour or 4 hour. I think it was 4 hour actually. If you use the fib level, right? I think we did place it actually from here to there, right? As you guys can see, the market came to give us that retest on. Wait, it's still not working. Wait, can you guys see my screen still or no? I mean, like the. Okay, okay, it's working now. All right. So, as you guys can see, the first confluence was the break and retest on the 2022-2023 area. The second one was the fib level from the low to the high, and then we had a beautiful 50% retracement. Obviously, the market went for the money grab as always, but we still managed to change our stop loss on time. And then that was the second confluence, and the third confluence was, if you grab your, there we go, right here, right. We got 1, 2, right? Came back, give us that nice pull. And again, guys, if the market is bullish, make sure you get in on the pullbacks, right? Don't be actually buying. Don't be buying here or there. Just make sure you get on the pullbacks, right? So we had 3 confluences on Thursday. We got in, and the market went for the money grab. We changed our stop loss to 2016, and then guess what? It went all the way to the minus 27 to actually give us our money, right? Let me show you guys real quick. From here to there, right? All the way to the minus 27 to give us our money, right? So that trade is done. So this is the trade we currently in right now, right? So yet again, right? The market went all the way up at the minus 27. If like I said, don't ever get in the trade. If you see a huge bullish engulfing and you place it buy, they're definitely going to dump it on you, right? This is why it's best to wait for the retracement, right? So I was telling the team, as soon as the minus 27% or TP got hit, just wait for the 2029 and 2030 area. That's when we'll be placing the trade. Like if you guys take a look at the entry price, at our entry price, it's beautiful, right? It's literally like a sniper entry, right? So yet again, this is why we placed the gold trade. We have the break, the retest at the 2029, 2030 area. That's the first confluence. As you guys know as well, we know for a fact gold is bullish, so we're looking for nothing but buys, right? And then the second confluence is if you grab your Fibonacci retracement, the Fib retracement, place it from the low right here, from the low to the high. Guess what? Touch the 50%, and now it is currently going up. So that's 3 confluences that we have. That's why we actually took the gold trade. Right? It's very easy the way I trade it is. You just gotta know the trend. You just gotta wait, place your fib level, and get in at the next structure, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for tonight. You guys got any questions? Or do you guys have any pairs that you want me to actually take a look at right now? Jose, I'm not sure if you're trying to do some. I'm not sure if you're trying to do something for the team real quick. But I don't even know how can you actually share the. How can I share the thing with you? Though I don't even know. Let's see. Jericho said UJ. Okay, I'll be going over UJ. Let me see if I can make. All right. Okay, I'll be going XAG GBP. Wow. Is that silver in GBP US GBP? Okay. UJ and XAG GBP. Okay, I'll be taking a look at those real quick. Where's UJ at? Can you guys still see my screen? No, it says no. Oh, actually, yeah, I actually ended the screen. Let me share my screen again. I'll be answering all the questions, guys. Just give me 1 second. Um, let me start it again, because mm, there we go. Can you guys see the screen right now? We all good? All right, all good then. All right, let me analyze UJ real quick, right? So this is UJ. This is where we at. Yet again, I'll go to the monthly time frame, right? Get rid of all those lines that I had previously. Um, right, this is UJ. Um, Not going to be doing too much, right? Place my key levels right here, right? And let me zoom out to see. Right, you just pretty much at all times high right now. Let's see. Got one right here is where we at, right? And then I'm going to place a level right here as well. So, we know for a fact that that was the last rejection before UJ went all the way up right here. So you can add a couple more as well. This one's very tricky, right? I'm not even gonna add. Okay, I'll leave it like that. No, I'll just get rid of it. But yeah, again, I don't be doing too much in the monthly time frame. I just put the key levels, so I know for a fact that every time the market touches one of those lines, is going to react to it, right? So now this is going to the weekly time frame. This is where we at, right? The market is pretty much bouncing between this guy and this guy right here, right? So the weekly time frame is where we at, and UJ is, if you look at it from the weekly time frame, it is looking quite bullish, right? But let's go into the daily time frame. This is where we actually going to do all that we need to do, right, before we actually place this trade, right? First thing first, let me make sure this one is exponential. Um, all right, let me zoom out. Okay, this is where we at. We went to the daily time frame right now, right? Like I was telling you guys earlier, right? I'm not really placing any trades on UJ because you can easily go for this guy right here, or I was waiting for you actually UJ to give me that one bearish confirmation, because I know the dollar is bearish, right? So, but UJ is not giving me any confirmation yet. That's why I haven't placed any trade on UJ, right? But first thing you gotta do is, like I said, on the daily time frame, is get your trend line ready, right? Draw your trend line. This is where we're currently at. This is where UJ is currently at, right? So we know for a fact it is still bullish, even though the DXY is showing us, even though the DXY is showing us bearish right now, but the UJ is still bullish. It's probably gonna follow, right? This is where we at. We also have a key level right here as well on the daily, right? So we have this, and this is where we're currently at right now, right here, right? Very simple, right? So I was telling the team, I'm waiting for UJ to actually. The only reason I'm not buying UJ right now, I feel like this is a trap because the DXY is bearish, right? Because I feel like they're literally trying to trap us to make us get into the buy, and then probably gonna break in retest and sell because the DXY is bearish, right? And as you guys can see as well, if you zoom all the way in, you see all these low dojis. But you see when the UJ was very bullish, we're getting like huge bullish engulfing candles, right? You got that bullish engulfing. But now, yet again, this is part of the, what's that one PDF files called again? I forgot the name, but if you look at the UJ, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles were pretty much dojis, right? It's kind of telling you like buyers, and it's kind of telling you sellers are coming in trying to push the market down, right? As you guys can see, we have like a low cross right here. That should be the first confluence that telling you that the market is really not trying to push up as much. You see here, we had a beautiful bullish engulfing and so on and so on. But here, look at this, right? Sellers and buyers are actually fighting right now, right? So I'm staying out. I'm pretty much like I told the team, I'm going to stay out and wait for the break for the retest, right? Then I'll probably call the sell, right? I'll be more comfortable waiting and selling UJ, right? I'm not comfortable buying UJ right now because not enough momentum happening, right? But yet again, um, this is where UJ is currently at. Let me see if I can place more levels, but no, this is where it's currently at. So I'm going to go to the 4 hour right now. You can put a level at the very top right here, right? Let me drag it a little bit down, get all the touches, right? You know, for a fact, every time the market comes for that level, you know, we got a nice little retracement, right? Right here again, retrace, top, touch it, retrace, went all the way here again, retrace. So it's definitely going to, it might go for the 150.644 area, right? But me, I'm definitely going to stay out of UJ for now, right? This is where UJ is currently at. Actually, that's beautiful, right? UJ is currently um, consolidating between 149, 8.74 and 150.644, right? We got the here, drop, went up, went up, right? So like I was telling Fox earlier, right? Do not trade in the middle of the consolidation, right? So just wait for the break and the retest of this level right here, the entire level, and then you can place the sell, right? But until then, right, if you're trading, unless if you're scalping, right? If you're scalping, then that's a different story, right? But me, I don't scalp, so that's why I'm staying out of it, right? But this is where UJ is currently at. Is doing nothing but consolidate, if that makes sense, right? It's bouncing, 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 right? Breaking the retest of the trend and also of structure at 149.874 should tell us that the market is going to drop. And if we do catch UJ at the right time, right, that means it's definitely going to be melt. It's definitely going to be melting, right, for a bit, for quite a while, right? So yet again, I'm just waiting for that one confirmation on the DXY to close below the 20 moving average, even though we already have like at least three confirmations that the DXY is going to be bearish. But I'm still waiting to see if the DXY is going to close below the 20 moving average. That's when I'll know for sure that the DXY will be bearish, right? But as for you, Jay, you know, you can just draw your trend line and just pretty much wait. You know, don't rush it. Just wait and see what's going to happen, right? Make sure I got all the touches right, right? Just wait and see, right? But me, I don't like trading in the middle of consolidation, right? That's how you lose money. Unless if you're scalping, then yes, you can do in and out, in and out, in and out. But us, I mean, at least me, I don't trade like that. So right, so I'll just wait for the break and the retest, then I'll get in. Um, but that's huge, you know. So it's a decent setup, you know. But as for right now, the DXY is telling me that it might be bearish. So and we know bearish DXY usually means bearish on USD JPY, right? So I'll just sit it out and wait. Mhm. Okay, any more questions? Let's see. Okay, you want me to analyze silver and GBP? I've never seen that pair. Let me see if I can find it. Um, yeah, Prince, we actually do not have silver and GBP. Don't ones we have is a silver. Oh, sorry, XAG. Yeah, we only have XAG USD. We only have silver in the US dollar, right? Because I know you use another platform, but yeah, we definitely do not have that. I've never seen it before, to be honest. Um, we know we have gold and euros, gold and Australian dollar, and gold and dollar and silver and US dollar, but yeah. But you know, you can analyze it and then send it to me, and then you know, I can take a look at it. You know. Okay, so why didn't you start your fib from the low of the green candle? Are you talking about whose watch fused? Are you talking about gold? Let's see. Um, let's see. Watch fuse. I'm not sure what you're asking me. You said why didn't you start your fib from the low of the green candle? Are you talking about gold, UJ, EU, or Okay, yes, gold. Okay, let me share my screen again then. Um, okay, let me get rid of everything real quick. Okay, are you talking about you're talking about gold? Are you talking about this area right here, or which level is this one, or this, or this? Talking about this one right here, the last low. Oh, okay, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah, sometimes the fib might be a bit confusing, to be honest. The only reason I didn't start the fib here because the market already gave us a low high here, right? So if I had to use the fib, you can't really. Okay, well, what I'm trying to say is you can't really use the fib here all the way to there if the market already gave you lows and lows and other lows, right? So for you to use the fib, you gotta use the fib from the most recent if you're buying, right, from the most recent low to the most recent high, right, if that makes sense, right, the low below the moving average. Oh, this one. Are you talking about the fourth? Okay, the okay. Well, this one, like that move didn't happen until Thursday, right? So this is what happened on Thursday. Let me show you. The only move that happened on Thursday was from. I mean, we're currently using this right now. If that makes sense, right? We're currently using that level right now to actually buy gold, right? As you can see, we got the 50% retracement, right? We're currently using that level, but the only reason we didn't use that level because that level didn't happen until we actually got in the trade, right? We used this and that because those were the most recent lows and highs that we had, right? Because that one just happened literally like when we're in the trade, if that makes sense, right? So, and that's when we actually got in this on that level because it was like a good 50% or 61.8%. But that level, we're currently using that level right now to actually place the buy on gold, if that makes sense, right? And also, if you use your trend line as well, right? We're currently using it, right? We're currently using from this to that to actually get this guy right here, right? Um, but the key to the fib, to be honest, in the beginning was very confusing for me as well. But the key to the fib is you gotta try your best to use it from the most recent low. I mean, if you're buying, of course, right? If the most recent low, right? The most recent low to the most recent high, and then you just got in at the next low, if that makes sense, right? And if you're selling it, you gotta do the opposite, right? So the fib is kind of tricky a little bit, but just make sure you actually use structure with the fib, if that makes sense, right? Because you can't use break and retest for the fib. You gotta use structure to structure for the fib, right? So, but no, that was a good question, to be honest. Because in the beginning, I myself, before I went through all the back testing, the Fibonacci retracement, I was having issues as well, right? But the more you do it, the more it'll make sense, to be honest, right? And also, you'll know for a fact when to use the fib because you will see like a huge pullbacks, right? Because let me show you, right? This was literally like a nice pullback, right? That's when we know for a fact we gotta use the fib from here, right? Because it was like a good pullback, right? So, but yet again, as long as gold stays above that 2029, 2030 area and then doesn't go below, because as you guys can see, gold also went above the 200 moving average on the 4 hour, got the retest, and so on and so on. All the conferences right now is telling us it is sorry bullish, but yet again nothing is ever guaranteed in the market, right? If we actually see gold goes below the trend line right here, let me show you guys. If you see gold goes below the trend line right here, and most importantly structure, right? Sorry, because structure is literally everything, right? If you see gold goes below that level right here, right? Break the trend line in structure and came back for the retest. Let me show you guys real quick. And came back for the retest for that level right here, then we know for a fact that gold is going to keep melting, right? Yet again, never get attached to a setup, right? Me, I'm currently bullish on gold right now, right? Like I'm trading in 4 accounts, right? And I place all my trades in all 4 of them. I'm currently bullish on gold right now. And but as soon as I see a reversal happening, guess what? I'm okay with actually cutting my losses short and get on the opposite, right? So just make sure you be able to actually, never get attached to one setup and not be try your best to not be biased, right? If it is bullish, like I said, I trade very, very, very simple, guys. If it is bullish, I'm looking for buys only. I'm not trying to counter trade. That's when I remember back then I used to do that a couple of years ago. I lost a lot of money trying to counter trade, right? So imagine the market is bullish, you place your fib from the low to the most recent high, and you just wait for the retracement to come to you. As soon as it does, we got in right at 2029, 2030 area. Like I even called it in the group on Friday. I'm like, guys, minus 27, we caught 20 and some pips, we got out, and now let's wait for the next retracement to happen for us to get back in, and that's what we did, and that's why we're currently in profit on gold, right? It's all about Okay, so if you're buying, start the fib from the most recent low. Yeah, exactly, Jericho. Yeah, exactly. From the most recent low to the most recent high, and you just wait for the retracement. 50%. I had my first entry at 50% at 61.8%. That's the sweet spot. That I was waiting to add a second entry, but yet again, gold went for the 50%. As soon as it touched the 50%, we got in right away at 2029, and then that's why we're in profit, because I was thinking maybe it was going to drop to 61.8, but it never did. But who cares? We're still in money right now, right? So, but that's exactly how I trade. I don't counter trade ever. This is not my style, because counter trading is very risky. You're going against the trend is very, very, very risky, right? If the market is trending up, look for buys only. If the market is trending down, look for sales only. That means you got to be patient, right? You got to place your fib and wait and wait and wait and wait until the market comes to your 50% or 61.8% levels. Does that make sense? Let me just call. Like I said, the fib level, in the beginning is probably going to be confusing, even for me was as well. But if you do it from the most recent lows to the highs, and then and you just wait, then you'll be fine. And then obviously, if you sell, and you have to do the opposite, right? But that's just how it goes. I think we've been in a call for like 1 hour right now. Zay, I definitely gotta find a way on how to actually get you on as an admin, so we can actually do some analysis for the team as well. Uh, um, but that's pretty much all I have for you guys tonight. You guys have any more questions for me? You guys are all good? Well, if you guys don't have any more questions, thank you guys for taking the time to actually join the session. Um, you know, it's Sunday, we got like what, 5 days to trade. I remember last week, the first 3 days were bad, and then we just caught one or two trades at the very end, and then we made everything back plus some more, right? So, like I said, just trade what you see. Bullish, you buys. Bearish, you sells. Just gotta make sure you use your fib level. Make sure you wait for structure to come to you, and you place your trade. It's that easy, guys. But yet again, anything can happen. If gold goes below that level and that trend line, then we definitely gonna have to actually take the loss and hop on the sell, right? But as for right now, we're currently trading what we see, which is all there is to it, right? All right, guys. this is it for tonight. Um, if something changes, I'll let you guys know in the group chat. If you guys have any questions, just feel free to ask me in the group chat as well. Um, but I'll probably do. I'm trying to do is